As we invite him to the stage, we would like to thank him for his service and give him a round of applause.
Well, thank you for that introduction. As one of the earlier speakers said, it's hard to see out there. Anyways, what I want to do is to highlight the significance of the service and sacrifice of our Chinese-American World War II veterans. But let me first say that I'm a product of our K-12 education system. And I can tell you that when I was growing up, there was very little coverage of Chinese Americans in American history. The term Asian Americans didn't even exist. When I was in the 7th grade social studies class, I learned that America is a melting pot. But what do we have today? Today we have diversity, inclusion, multiculturalism. Now, how does all that relate to Chinese American veterans of World War II? I'd like to tell you about that because there are lessons learned that apply in the school environment, the community, and the workplace. You have to understand the situation of Chinese in America pre-World War II and during World War II. And that is that Chinese in America lived mostly isolated lives among themselves in the Chinatowns across the country or in rural areas. But when World War II started, they volunteered, they were drafted, and for many of the Chinese Americans, it was the first time they lived and worked side by side with other Americans. And what was the outcome? The outcome was that they made known to the American people who Chinese Americans were, their capabilities, as well as their strengths and weaknesses. But together, they defended the freedom that we so much enjoy today. They demonstrated their capabilities, their skills, their patriotism, and their loyalty. About 20,000 Chinese Americans served in the U.S. Armed Forces, but 40% were non-citizens who were denied citizenship because of the Chinese Exclusion Act, still in place until December of 1943. Yet they proudly served and fought as Americans. And then post-World War II, Chinese Americans helped open up opportunities for all Chinese Americans and Asian Americans to be a part of mainstream America. And because of their sacrifice and service, they enabled the follow-on generations, like myself, to live the American dream. So how does that now apply to the objective of improving the education system K-12? What they demonstrated was by living and working together, they can accomplish their goals. In this case, it was victory in war. But at the same time, by living and working together, they gained an understanding of each other and respect for each other to help in eliminate the hate that might occur otherwise because of ignorance, bias, or lack of understanding. And so we need to take that lessons learned, apply it to our K-12 school system so that our follow-on generations can have a better understanding of our environment, which has diversity, inclusion, and multiculturalism. Thank you.